Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Brian, and today I'm talking Love is Blind Sweden. This is season 2, episodes 1 through 4. So these episodes come out on Thursdays. They came out last week. Next batch will be obviously this Thursday. I think it might be at least maybe 4 again, 3 or 4. But we had pretty glad it was 4 because I mean compared to the US version, we had 6, and we really didn't really get a lot. And I felt like at least here we did get 3 pods, 3 pod episodes, and then one in Crete where they're doing the honeymoon. We had 5 couples. I feel like we focused on a few people, like primarily. There's one couple that I still feel like I don't really know at all. But let's run through them real quick. I'm not gonna run through the entire episode. Let's run through the couples, what I think. Um, and then obviously let me know what you think. But I'm gonna just and then I'll say like, do I think they're gonna make it? Because I don't really think a lot of these people are gonna make it, just based off of some of the conversations so far and the red flags. But probably the one couple that I think could possibly make it, Nicholas and Karin. I think her name is Karin, even though like they kept saying Karen. Some people like so I'm watching with the dub. Some of the times I feel like they're saying Karen, sometimes they're saying Karin. They're both from the same town, I guess where they grew up. So as soon as Nick Holt heard that, he like was fully like already like in. But I felt like he was already kind of like leaning towards her anyways. But I kind of feel like they can make it. But again, I don't feel like I know like terribly much about them at all. I mean, because we really focus when we get to the people that focus on, but like he like is quit his job. So there's a couple people here that like don't have jobs. I mean, he says he's an actor, but I don't believe that. He sells like golf clubs on the side. She seemed fine. I don't really have a ton of notes on her. I kind of just feel like their relationship was so quick. Like we maybe got like 1 or 2 pod sessions with them, but like nothing crazy. But like there to me, they seem like after their first initial meeting and like when they met each other with the at the reveal and just like their interactions in the honeymoon, I don't see a lot of they're the best odds for me. I didn't see a ton of them in the preview. Could be like a terrible, total bad thing, but I just kind of feel like they might be in the best spot. They just seem like they're vibing pretty well. Um, Victor and Natalie. Here's another couple that I feel like we didn't really get a lot in the pods. Uh, I don't feel good about this couple. They're both really quiet. He says he needs like somebody bubbly and like he thinks he could get bored with her. I don't see why that's the case. I mean, obviously nobody really knows each other. They met each other. She was a little when they did have their initial meeting after the proposal and like the door reveal. She was like, I'm feeling like kind of nervous about this. Like, what I sign up for? And I think that's a pretty valid feeling just based off of like what you're getting yourself into here. Like, you don't know these people, and you're like, holy shit! Like, we're supposed to get married in like 5 weeks. So yeah, I don't feel good about them. We saw a decent amount of them in the preview where he's like, I need to go take a walk. What does that mean? I liked her, but like I don't know a lot of these people. Like I like her more than him. I think in the situation, I don't know. I think she's cute. We'll see what she does and what he does, but I just don't feel good about it. Like there's a lot of like awkward pauses when they're showing them, and I wonder that's one of the reasons why we didn't see a lot of these first two. There's just Nicholas and Karen. I think they are probably okay, but I just don't feel good about Victoria and Natalie at all. And then these two people were like I feel like main characters on the show. We have Ola and Millie. So he was always dead set on Millie. He's older, he's like 42. He says he was on like a 6 month sabbatical and then ended up turning into a year sabbatical. And it's like another guy that doesn't really work. He doesn't drink, he doesn't very strict. He's talking about no gluten when they're at the mixer, about drinking and things like that. But always kept saying like, well, this is the universe's way. Like his big thing is Millie has like a short haircut and his like preference sheet, I guess, of when he came on the show is like he wants long hair and talks about hair a lot. And the previews talk about hair a lot. So that there's no way they make it. There's no way. He just seems. He just kind of gives me like a bit like a. He kind of reminds me of, like I don't even like Dexter the TV show, but like, he reminds me of somebody who could be Dexter. Like he just there's like a definitely like a darker side to him. Like the impression I'm getting, just like something I just don't trust him. Um, So Millie was also kind of into Oscar that like eventually he goes with Alicia, which I'll do next. But like she had some funny moments in the pods where like she would get some bad info and just walk out or like information just storm out of the pods. And I feel like that happened a lot in some of the dates and things like that. But Millie, she's a twin. She has short hair. She seems pretty out. Like says what she thinks. She seems fine. I don't know. I don't. I just don't feel good about this couple. I really, really don't. Like, nothing about them makes me feel good. Just like they just the hair. He's just so gung ho in the hair, and I don't know. I just let me know what you guys think. I just he just is he's weird to me. He just is really, really strange. He really, really is, and I don't know. I don't feel good about that dude at all. And we see that, like I said, the hair in the trailer. But I just think we didn't even need to see that. I just don't think it's gonna work. I think like he's gonna be relying too much on the universe, and then he's gonna probably come up with an excuse like, "Well, the universe told me this wasn't gonna work." Things like that. I just, yeah, I don't know. Not feeling good about it. But like her, like I'm gonna go right into Oscar and Alicia. But like, apparently, like so when they were having a conversation in the pods, Oscar like I guess was like saying a lot of stuff that Millie wanted to hear, like professing. But then he said later when they did meet at the mixer that he was just like trying to win. So that's like I think another notch against him that he's like trying to be like wanted and trying to win. And Millie, I think, stood up for herself pretty well there. So I mean, I like her. I don't know. I don't like her without Ola at all at all. So like I said, segue to the next couple. We have Oscar and Alicia. So Alicia was so Oscar well, first. Oscar was between Millie and Alicia, and then so obviously he picks Alicia. Alicia was between Oscar and Tim. Tim was we had a little brief showing of Tim, but nothing crazy. I don't even know if hopefully I can find a picture of these people. It's these foreign shows, man. I don't know. I cannot always find a picture, so I'm hoping I have pictures of all these people when I'm editing this in a little bit, and when I release it for you guys. If you are because it's hard to remember some of these people, especially some of the background characters like Tim. But I liked Alicia. She seemed pretty cool. She's probably one of my favorite like women on the show. She see like fiery, I guess, and spicy is what she kind of referred to her, and like I think some of the other women said that as well. Oscar is strange. Like he's like open or intro to him, he's like making these weird jokes and not funny things, and he says to Alicia in the mixer or after the mixer that he needs to make his way into his inner circle, and that she needs to figure out his expressions and facial expressions because I guess he's like hard to read, doesn't have a lot of facial expressions, and I'm just like, I don't know about that. The trailer shows that she's like leaving. She he also I don't know. He seems a little reserved. Like he kind of like leans on that he wants like sexual stuff, and he's like, oh, I want you to. He tells her like, oh, I don't want you to one day just wear nothing underneath your clothes, and then she gets to the reveal and she's like, I'm not wearing anything underneath, and he's just like, oh, like I don't know. He seems kind of strange to me. He's kind of a weird egg. uh, I again I don't feel good about them either. I really think that it's going to be a 1 out of 5 for me so far with the first batch of episodes, and we'll see how they go. Again, she had the thing with Millie, and they kind of a lot of comparing notes, more comparing notes on this next group. But she kind of said some stuff to Alicia like why he was telling me all this stuff, and not true. I don't know. And it's we only seen bits and pieces of the dates. That's the thing. Like what he obviously did that, but like I wonder if there's even more and things like that. So I just it's you always gotta like I don't just think about what people are saying, and I don't think they're making stuff up. I really don't. Just like with that reaction, especially with the next one too. I just don't think they're making up stuff and like what the things are told and things like that. But final couple that made it, Jacob and Jacob, I think is how they say his name, and Carolina. So we have another Carolina here. This one, the other one was from the Bachelor, currently going on. But yeah, this couple we saw a lot of them in the beginning, and man, I this guy's weird. He's really weird. He's like, I don't feel good about him. He was kind of stringing along Emily, where he told her his story about like what happened to him, how he got into drugs, how he was almost killed, blah blah blah. They don't show the full thing on when we see it. We don't hear it until we see Carolina's, but I imagine that they just cut it down and it was the exact same thing. And they actually went and exchanged notes, and like Carolina was mad, but she still ended up like getting married to him, things like that. But he's like says he's like deathly allergic to pets, so that's got to be like a red flag for a lot of the people that were probably on the show. Uh, he just, I don't know, he just seems like too positive, and he's like, oh, I don't need anything else in my life except love. I'm just like, I feel like the more you talk about this stuff, the less like the less true it actually is. So I don't know. He just and she's not into him either. Carolina even said at the mixer, like, I'm not into any of these guys. I wouldn't approach any of them at the bar. So that's something to keep in mind. And I just kind of feel like she said that like they're the last day before the episode ends on episode 4, they say like they're having a good day. I just don't believe it. Because she was like, I want to take things slow. Like he already says that he loves her. And like not a lot of like professing of love too, like in the American version, which I guess is nice. He what else does he do? He does something else. It's just kind of like, let me look at it quick. He I don't know. I'm interested to see what they're like when they live with each other. I feel like that's where some of the stuff's going to come out because I don't feel good about them either. I just don't. I don't know. He just talks so much. Same with Ola. They just talk so much, and I just feel like that could be like grating. But yeah, I don't know. I think the cliffhanger we end on is the Ola wants the girl with long hair. We didn't really see a lot of the other people that weren't really involved in conversations. Like the one guy that was talking to Jacob about like where he's like, I wasn't leading on Millie about like professing that she's my number, or not Millie, I'm sorry, Emily, that's my number one, and I really mean Carolina. And he tells us this information to this guy. He's like, yo, you're definitely saying these things. Like, I just think he's full of shit, honestly. But I thought it was good. I mean, we getting straight to the point, which I like. I feel like in the USA version we just had, it just was like a what a waste of time. At least like we're kind of getting somewhere. Episode 4, we're gonna have some more time with like them on dates and or in real life. Maybe like another episode 2 at the resort. So we'll see. I liked it so far, and we'll be back next time, next later this week for the second batch episode. So let me know what you think. What do you think of the couples? Who do you like? Who do you not like? Interested to know what people think, just because it always is different to see what people think of the foreign version. It's just the dubs. I feel like the dubs really kind of bring it down a little bit for like emotions and things like that. And just especially just how many shows that I watch that are dubbed on Netflix, and I just hear the same voices with like, and I just see them the same voice on like 20 different characters across like my lifetime watching it. It's just bland, monotone voices. Like they need to get some emotions better on that show on Netflix for voice acting. But yep, you know me, I'm gonna complain about something. But hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be back for the next video. I think our next one is probably gonna be Bachelor, unfortunately. Southern Charm from last week should be out soon, and I don't know. We'll have stuff that we always do. So I appreciate everyone watching. I'll talk to you in the next video. Hope you have an awesome rest of your day. Peace.